Imagine walking into a used car dealership and seeing a car listed for $24,995. You might think the dealer bought it for much less and is making thousands of dollars instantly. But the real story is very different. Behind every car are hidden costs like repairs, financing, advertising, insurance, employee salaries, rent, and taxes. A used car dealership is essentially an inventory business. The dealer buys vehicles first and waits for customers to buy them later. Imagine a small dealership with 30 vehicles sitting on its lot. Every single car represents money that the business has already invested. If the average vehicle costs $15,000, 30 cars could represent around $450,000 tied up in inventory, and that's before paying for the property. Parking lot, office, computers, security, insurance, licenses, and advertising. Unlike a supermarket with thousands of inexpensive products, a dealership may have only a few dozen products, but each one can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So where do these vehicles come from? Dealers can buy them through auctions, trade-ins, wholesalers, and other vehicle sources. At wholesale auctions, dealers compete against other buyers to purchase vehicles they believe can later be sold profitably. Trade-ins are another major source. A customer can give the dealership an old vehicle while purchasing another car. The dealer has to determine what that trade-in is really worth before deciding how much to offer the customer. But there's a problem. A used car can look like a bargain while hiding expensive mechanical issues underneath. That's why dealerships inspect and recondition vehicles before putting them on the retail market. Tires, brakes, oil changes, detailing, mechanical repairs, and cosmetic work can quickly add thousands of dollars to the vehicle's cost. So a car purchased for $15,000 may actually cost much more after it has been fully prepared for sale. And now we reach one of the biggest enemies in the used car business: time. If a vehicle sits on the lot for 30 days without selling, the dealer's money remains trapped inside that car. After 60 days, the problem becomes bigger. The dealer could have used that capital to purchase another vehicle that might have sold faster. After 90 days, an aging vehicle can become a serious financial problem, especially if its financing costs continue accumulating. That's why dealerships focus heavily on inventory turnover, buying cars, preparing them, selling them, and quickly turning the money back into new inventory. Many dealerships also use inventory financing, allowing them to borrow money to purchase vehicles instead of paying cash for every car. But borrowed money has a cost. If a car sits unsold, interest can continue accumulating while the vehicle generates no sales revenue. That's why selling the vehicle and turning it back into cash is so important to the dealership. Dealers also have to price vehicles carefully by studying competitors, mileage, condition, model year, and current market demand. If competing dealerships offer similar vehicles at lower prices, an overpriced car may simply sit on the lot. Mileage, condition, maintenance history, and overall quality can dramatically change what a used vehicle is worth. Demand matters too. A popular SUV may attract several buyers, while an unpopular vehicle could sit untouched for months. Then comes negotiation. Customers may make an offer, and the salesperson tries to reach a price that works for both sides. But the vehicle sale is only one part of the dealership's business. Financing can create another important revenue opportunity. Instead of paying cash, many customers finance their vehicles, making the monthly payment an important part of the buying decision. Dealerships may also offer optional products such as extended service contracts and vehicle protection plans. And remember the trade-in. The dealership can acquire the customer's old vehicle and potentially sell it again for a profit. But gross profit is not the same as net profit. Revenue from a car sale still has to cover the dealership's many operating expenses. A vehicle may generate several $1,000s of gross margin, but that money is not automatically pure profit for the owner. This is where volume becomes extremely important. Selling more vehicles can dramatically increase total gross revenue, A large dealership may sell dozens or even hundreds of vehicles, creating a continuous cycle of inventory and cash flow. But customers have to find those vehicles first. That's why dealerships spend significant money on advertising and online marketing. The goal is to turn advertising dollars into customers, and customers into profitable vehicle sales. A dealership also needs a team of people, including salespeople, mechanics, detailers, finance staff, managers, and administrative workers. All of those employees, along with rent, insurance, electricity, software, security, and other expenses, create the dealership's overhead. And the business is highly sensitive to economic changes. When the economy changes, customer demand can change with it. For example, rising interest rates can make monthly car payments more expensive, causing some customers to delay their purchases. When fewer customers are buying, vehicles can sit longer, and the dealership's capital becomes trapped in aging inventory. Eventually, the dealer may have to reduce the price just to move the vehicle and free up that capital. Used cars can still be attractive because dealers have more opportunities to find vehicles at different prices and conditions. But that flexibility comes with risk. One vehicle with unexpected problems can erase the profit from several successful sales. That's why experienced dealers use data, market research, inventory tracking, and careful purchasing decisions to stay competitive. At its core, a dealership works like a cash flow machine. Money buys vehicles. Vehicles become sales, and sales bring money back into the business. The biggest factors are capital, risk, inventory turnover, pricing power, and cash flow. Managing these 5 areas is critical. A successful dealership isn't simply selling cars. It's continuously managing vehicles, customers, employees, financing, expenses, and money. So the real economics of a used car dealership aren't about how much a car sells for. They're about how efficiently the dealer turns money into inventory, inventory into sales, and sales back into money.